This is where things got really serious, when I knew I had to get out of Romania because somebody was gonna get hurt. 6 months after that, me and my friend go out to the club. She had some friends from other states. They were these 3 cute guys, you know, they were soldiers. Yeah, and they were in the army. Yeah, so we went out. She's like, yeah, come on, let's just go have drinks, you know, and everything. So I go out with my friend. And while we were there, I bumped into a friend of his, a guy, which he used to come in and out of our home. You know, he was okay. But for some reason, my ex always thought that he liked me, so they always had this kafu thing. While we were there, I saw him, so no more response. I'm like, hey, hi, how are you, blah, blah, blah. He's like, ah, how are you? You're looking good. He's like, ah, I heard you and your ex are not together. I say, sorry, I'm in the club, there's music, just have a nice night, you know. And I kept it moving, you know. He looked a bit, he saw I was at the table. So one day, like 2 weeks after that, you know, I was feeling happy. The night went well. I was very happy. I was at ease. I was starting to feel like myself. My ex had already moved in with the girl from months ago. So I was like, oh, now I can breathe, you know. I was starting to feel myself again, you know. And 2 weeks after that day, my daughter in the morning, she was supposed to go to school. And she said, Mommy, I'm not feeling well. I said, Onis, you've been complaining you don't feel well every single day. She's like, Mommy, but this time I really don't feel well. Please let me stay at home. Something told me, you know what? Don't kill your child. Let her stay at home. So she stayed at home that day. And so usually she will come home around 4 o'clock in the evening. This time I hear a knock at the door. No, it was a ring. It was a continuous ping at the door. And it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I look through the keyhole. I don't see anyone. I said, okay, maybe they are kids, because sometimes there were kids going up and down the stairs. So I go back into the room. After like 2 minutes, I hear another ping, ping, ping. It was so continuous. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, I go out. I open the door, because I thought they were children, so I wanted to go out and scream at the stairs like, oh, listen, you ain't gonna be doing this here. And as soon as I open the door, I see my baby daddy. When I saw his face, like my heart just did boom. I'm like, fudge. He just pounced into the house. He wrapped his hand, because every time he wanted to fight, he would wrap his hand in a shirt into a ball so he doesn't hurt his hand. He had his hand wrapped up. And he's like, you bitch. And I'm like, this is a person I have not seen or spoken to in 6 months. My daughter was standing in the living room, and as soon as he saw her, he's like this. Because he thought she was in school, so he was trying to come beat me up while I was at home alone. Is it not God? I swear that's the day I really started believing in God, because if I didn't keep my daughter at home, I don't know if I would be here right now. So he goes, when he saw my daughter, he was like, hi, Mommy, how are you? My daughter, knowing her father, she freezes. Like, I don't even remember if she peed on herself that day. She just froze. She's like, hi, Daddy. And then he'll be like, go play, you know, Daddy just wants to talk to Mommy real quick. So I'm like, what are you doing in my house? Yo, he pins me to the wall, and he's like, you fucking bitch. Like, he just kept going, I'm like, wait, hold on, what is, like, wait, I've not spoken to you, what's going on? I even forgot I had been in the club 2 weeks before. So I'm like, what happened? He's like, you fucking bitch, like, you spoke to Vio, you saw Vio in the club. I'm like, and? He's like, you're talking shit about me. I'm like, wait, what? He's like, he's like, Vio told me you spoke a lot of shit about me. You can't go around town talking shit about me. I'm like, hey, see wahala. First of all, I literally said hi and bye to that guy. When he asked me, oh, I heard you're not in a relationship, I said, please, we're in the club. Have a lovely night. And I kept it moving. And I'm trying to explain to this dude that is foaming out of the mouth of anger, because every time he got angry, literally, he would feel my whole face and body in foam. He would foam from the mouth spit would jump out of his mouth. My floors, literally every time we had a fight, I had to mop the floors. He'll be foaming as if he's having convulsion. So he's foaming and stalking and so aggressive, and he's pushing me to the wall, and at that point I'm like, Wendy, if you don't stop this nonsense now, this will be your life. I pushed him away. I'm like, get the fuck off me, man. At this point, as afraid as I was of him, because the thing with trauma is that it doesn't just go away immediately. It takes years. It takes time. And I was just 6 months in, so I wasn't even, you know, and he had the hand wrapped and he was aggressive, and I'm like, I'm like, what the hell? So I finally, I'm like, get the fuck off me. First of all, my cursing, this is where my cursing came from, because I never used to curse before. I learned cursing from him. I learned how to drink from him. He used to tell me how I was frigid and how I am not opened enough, and I don't know how to enjoy my life, so I should drink more. With my ulcer, I forced myself, I started drinking. Now, the drinking went from trying to please him to be more loose and more fun to me actually drinking because, goddamn, I got issues now. So I'm like, get the fuck off me. I'm like, how dare you? And I don't know where I got the strength from. I pushed him out the house. And I'm like, how dare you? I don't talk anything. I don't even see, bro. Best believe me, I don't even think about you. At this point, I was done. I was so done. I was so grateful to be alive and to be standing that I don't even care what you do, who you do it with. You can have 100 babies if you wanted. I didn't care anymore. I was done. Pushed him out the house and I locked the door really fast. My heart was boom, 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 boom. And he kept banging on the door, banging on the door. I opened the door again and he kept going, I will fuck you up if you ever talk shit about me. Bang the door back again. I locked the door. And then he goes on the window. He started screaming, you're a whore. See, my neighbors came out. There's a saloon across. There was their ice cream stores. He started screaming on the top of his lungs, you're a fucking bitch, you're a whore, you're this, you're that. From the window, me, I just screamed, it's your mother that is a whore. And he's like, what the fuck did you say? I say, is it a lie? Because at this time I knew things about the family that I shouldn't have known. So if you're gonna call me names, let's go. If you can't respect the fact that I'm your baby mama, let's go. Let's do this thing. Let's play dirty. Although I'm very respectful towards mothers, but at this point, I remember a conversation. What even made me strong enough to leave him was I had a conversation with his sister. His sister told me, Wendy, I have met you. And I like you. I love my brother to death. But run. He ain't the one for you. This is not normal. His sister told me this. Chels, what's up? Right. If your own family could tell me this, that means I had to run. My relationship with him was always filled with vacations. And see, there was nothing I didn't do. 5-star resorts. Every year we would take like 2 vacations. I made his ID for him. I did so much. I took his whole his family on vacation, and not a thank you, not a gratitude. Like, man, you guys should keep up with my book. My book is coming out very soon because there are so many things that are popping into my head right now, and I'm like, 5-star vacations, all inclusives. We went everywhere just to make him happy. And guess what? As happy as I was on those vacations, not one of them I was at ease, because he was always angry. Always angry with his face like this. The only time he didn't have this face is when he wanted to get jiggy. You know, nah, that's not the way to live. And I was used to it. I lived that. I accepted that because I didn't know any better. I thought I could change a man. You see, a snake would always shed their skin, but guess what? They still remain a snake though. That day after, I called my mother. I was so terrified after he stormed into my house. I was shaking with fear. I'm like, what do I do now? My mom said, listen, this is your life, bro. You chose it. What do we do now? I said, you know what? I'm going to the police. Onis had a parent in her school that was the police. She was the head of the office. I called her immediately. I was shaking because at this point I knew that something had to happen. I called the lady and I explained what happened. She told me to come to the station to drop a statement. In the meantime, before I got to the station, I looked for the boy I had met, the VO guy. I looked for his Instagram page. I found it and I sent him a message. Yo, we got to talk, you know, because I'm like, what conspired between you and my ex? Because I don't understand. He gave me his number. He called me and he's like, listen, Wendy, nothing happened. I didn't talk to him. I'm like, how did my name pop in his mouth? Like, how did you? He said he had previously met another friend of ours and somehow my name popped up. And then my ex was the one who reached out to him. I said, why would my ex reach out to you and then come screaming at me? He's like, trust me, Wendy. See, he sent me screenshots of the conversation. My ex was the one, when he found out I was in the club, he was too curious who I was with, you know, and he was the one who sent screenshot, like, what's up, bro, I heard you met Wendy, which I'm going to tag all of them. I taped the conversation I had with the guy, because at this point, I'm tired of he say, she say. If I say one thing, he would play victim. So wait, hold on. I go to the club on my own with my friends to chill. I see you in the club and I say hi to you. Why would you be reporting me to Damien? Exactly.
Jay twisted everything up, man. She doesn't send like print screen. She sends print screen. I told her, I said, because she hit me up.
Who are you talking about?
Last night, all on some friends. See, that's what I'm saying. You don't even know the whole story. This girl, Jay, whatever her name is.
Joanna?
Whatever. Yeah, that rapper girl that I met through y'all.
Yeah, but what that got to do with me, though? I don't understand. I said hello to you in the club, and that was that. Why is my name? They became aggressive, trying to punch me today in the face because, I talked some shit about VO, about him to VO. I'm like, what the fuck? I was so lucky that my daughter was at home.
I can show you the messages. I swear to God, this girl.
I know, but why would you? I saw Damien showed me the message where you said, I saw Wendy and she said hi and blah, blah, blah. Like, why would you bring up my name in your shit with him?
Okay, hold on. First of all, he asked, I guess Joe said something to her. And then Joe came up.
Who is Joe?
Like, who came up to who? Blah, blah. I'm like, look, bro, don't even come at me with these questions.
First of all, what are you talking about? You said Jay. Who is Jay? Who is Jay to come?
That's what he calls her, Jay. Joe, the girl, Joanna, the rapper girl.
So how did she even know I saw you in the club?
Okay, so I know her through Damien.
Yes.
It was a conversation, and we were just talking, and she's like, something about Damien. Now, I haven't said his name in a year to this day. And, I can't remember how it went. Something along the line. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't even remember how it really went. But something. I was like, "Do you still talk to D?" She's like, "Oh yeah, that's my brother," or something like that. And or y'all or something about y'all. And I was like, "Yeah, I seen her in the club. I guess they don't really mix like that anymore." And that was it. And I guess.
So how did it get to the point that you are sending Damien a message that you saw me in the club and blah blah blah? Why did my name pop into anything?
Because Joe twisted it all up and she made it seem like me and you were hanging out or some shit like that.
Me and you don't hang out at all.
Huh?
I said me and you don't hang out at all for any reason at all. When was the last time I even saw your face?
We don't hang out. We don't look, man, things got just ridiculously twisted.
First of all, you need to understand something. You and Damien don't get along. You and Damien should not be speaking about Damien anywhere to anyone, whether he's friend or not. I'm sorry, but Damien came into the house. Damien came to my door today, rang my doorbell, hid behind the door, and when I opened the door because I didn't see anyone, he tried to punch me because he says that you hit him up and told him how I was talking mad shit about him in the club. I'm like, what the fuck? I only said hi to this dude.
Do you really believe that though? I mean, like, does that even make sense?
First of all, he showed me a screenshot of you telling him literally step by step of what I was doing in the club. I'm like, why the fuck should that even be a discussion?
You did not see that. He asked me, bro, blah blah blah. You know that's whatever, blah blah blah. And I said, listen, man, I don't have to give you like explanations, but the truth is, this is what happened. It was nothing. We didn't talk. She just came, said hi. We said, I asked if Damien was in the club. She said, no, he's doing his own thing. I'm doing my own thing. Cool. And that was it. It was no conversation. Not how you been, what's new, blah, blah, blah. It was a 7 second. That doesn't, look, I don't want to get in like this drama shit, but can literally, I wouldn't want to, but if you really...
What shit could I have been talking about, Damien? I swear on my child. I don't care if Damien is with 10 girls, if he marries them, if he has babies with them, I don't care. I've gotten to the point in my life that I don't care. If he goes out, if we bump into each other, we don't talk. But for Damien to come and try to fight me physical in my house, that made me have to go to the police today. Tomorrow I have to go back there by 8 o'clock because of this dumb shit that all I did was say hello.
Did he hit you?
He was trying to, but he didn't anticipate that I needs to be home.
Let me look at the message so I can tell you, so I don't make no mistakes. Hold on. Let me see.
I don't understand. All the girl did was say hi. Hi. Oh, I'm talking mad shit about him. Like, are you for real? Which shit? I wish I knew.
Wendy, you don't believe that. You don't believe that, man.
Oh, please, I need screenshots. I beg you. Because he was all in my face today as if I was having something to do with you. And I'm like, why the fuck would you? I don't even want to be talking about you like that. We are not together. That's not something hidden. We haven't been together for months. The whole fucking internet knows it. Why does he think I want to go out and make myself look like a victim? I ain't no damn victim. Yes, I can hear you.
Look, it's not my business.
It's not your business, but I went to the police station today because you...
together for months.
That's the thing. It's nobody's business. But all I said to you was hi. From that to him coming to try to be aggressive with me because...
So what did you say? Let's call him up. Let's call him up right now.
I told him to do that, but he was really going for it. I literally had to push him out the house. Like, push. All I know is I am a mother and I have to take care of my child. I cannot be in a bad mood. Me and Damien do not speak under no circumstance do we speak. I don't speak about him. I don't care what he does about me. I don't care. But for my name to be dragged and he match up to my house aggressive, it's like, come on, what the fuck? So what, I can't go out no more and have fun because now I don't even know what he was angry about. He said you told him I said a lot of shit and I'm dragging his name around. I want to see so that I know whose side to believe. Because he's saying you said, you saying he said. I don't do in-betweens. I've never been one of those kind of, I have never been one of those chicks that talks recklessly. I have my head very, very screwed up on my neck. Like
the only specific thing that was said about you, he asked, he's like, did she come up to you and say hi? And I said, bro, I'm not getting into that.
Oh, but that's the problem. When you saying I'm not getting into that leaves him to speculate. Vio, you're not a child.
What am I supposed to say? Yeah, she came up to me.
No, just don't say anything, period. Or say, yeah, she came up to me and?
But that's what I said. I said, and she said hi. She said, how are you? I said, good. You? Good. That was it.
Before I go to the police station, I called his girl and asked her for their address because I needed to tag the address. Of course, she didn't believe anything I was saying. She said I was lying, that there's no way her man could be aggressive towards me. I said, hey, see me, wahala. I go to the police station with all the documentations I have had from all the previous situations. I get there. See, once they saw me, they heard my story because at this point I was crying. They heard my story, they agreed with me. They said, listen, do I want him to be arrested? I said, no. He's still the father of my child. I don't want to hurt him like that because I will feel guilty tomorrow. But I want you to caution him and scare him so that he can just leave me be. Like, you've moved on already, bro. Leave me alone. Let me just heal the way I want to heal, you know. They said, okay. They said they were going to call him the next day. I go back home terrified. I just see it took me another year to move out of there, and every time I heard my door ring, my heart went boo, boo, what's next? So they called him to the police station. But because stupid me, because I had called the girlfriend to ask, because I was in confused rage, she had alerted him, so he knew to expect the police to call him. So by the time the police called him, he went to the police station with his girlfriend. Mind you, I was 30 or 31. Yeah, I was 31. And she was 25 I think. So they go to the police station. So when the police finally called me, I'm happy. Like, he's like, yeah, your ex is here. I was so happy. I'm like, I'm just picking up the baby from school so I can come down. He's like, no, ma'am, you are not going to come here. I said, okay. I said, what's going on? He said, listen, we are hearing different stories from your ex now, and it seems as if you are a jealous ex-girlfriend. I said, huh? Like, wait, bro. I show you all the aggression. I show you everything. And the problem now is my ex goes to the police station with his 25-year-old girlfriend, and he was so calm and charming, and he convinced the police people that he's such a loving father that he only went to see his child. First of all, your child was supposed to be in school. I kept her home because she wasn't feeling well. You came by 1, your child comes out of school by 4. So let's even kill that. Then the second thing is he convinced them that I am just angry because he left me for this beautiful young lady. So at this point now, he made me look like a crazy, jealous ex that cannot deal with the fact that he moved on. When I heard this, I swear to God, my world just came crashing down. I'm like, what? And I'm like, listen, I am 2 seconds, like 1 minute away from the police station. Let me come. He said, no, ma'am. And if you don't stop this nonsense, we're going to involve Child Protective Services and you are at risk of losing your child. I said, eh? Wait. At this point now, it's fire for fire, because if he can come to attack me whenever he chooses, whenever he gets in a bad mood, because the police already thinks that I'm the crazy girlfriend who is just jealous of his new relationship. Like, he can literally kill me and nothing will happen to him. Like, all these years of me staying quiet resulted to absolutely nothing. Because at this point, my paperwork from the previous attacks were already past 3 months, so I couldn't report them. See, that was the day. That was the day I decided, nah, I need to get the fuck out of Romania. Because at this point, somebody was really gonna get hurt. You see that rage I had before where, listen, one of us gonna die? That was the point. I bought a bat in my house. I took all the protective measures. I always had a hammer or a drill, like literally, my house became a warfare. I would have my hammer very close to the door, and I always had a knife constantly sharpened and ready. Because at this point, you're not gonna intimidate me in my freaking country. You're not gonna do that. So I was waiting. But then my friend had a vision. She's like, come to Nigeria. I say, you know what? I'm going. I'm not going to spend 1 day of my life being afraid. I spent years being afraid. And even after we broke up, I'm still afraid. That's not how to live. Listen, the next few months, I got my shit together. I remember the police had told me that I need to play nice with him, because if not, they would have to come and check the family and blah, blah, blah. So I said, cool. So he doesn't know this, but I invited him out one time, because at this point it's a she said, he said. I said he's aggressive, they say he's something else. So I decided to go. That was the day I wanted to return his ring to him. And I sat him down, but what he didn't know is that I had, my phone was recording the whole thing. I had my phone in my bag because I couldn't have it on the table. He would have noticed, and then he would have gotten aggressive. And I sent him a message. I said, listen, we need to talk. He comes over with his face looking, I talked to him. I said, listen, this is where we are now. There's no going back from this. But my daughter still needs a father. Are you interested in being? Because he told the police that I was not allowing him be a father. I was blocking it because of this new girl. So I needed everything documented on tape. So I said, listen, we need to learn to co-parent. And of course, like the ass I knew he would be, he started. I don't know how to be an outside home father. I'm not going to be an outside home father. Blah, 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 blah. He went on and on and on. I have a recording of 17 minutes. I'm still working on the sound. He even goes ahead like, see, the conversation went heated, went down, went heated, went down. He tried to say how I used to abuse his mom, which was very odd because I only used to cry to her. And by the way, later on, I found out that, because I even have all the screenshots from his watch, I found out that her mother knew about both of us, both females. She knew about every affair, every relationship he had. She knew. There was a message I read where the mother was educating her lovely son on how to play both sides. Please, Wendy, a bit. Please, this one a bit. You already know when is one foot out the door, so make sure you balance this one out. I have all the screenshots. I have everything. At this point, it was gangster time. We needed evidence, you know. Then I brought up the topic about he coming to my house and creating that chaos and everything. And of course, when he realized that I had actually had a conversation with his friend, the guy Vio, he just went bananas. He wanted to shut me up. I'm like, listen, you know you came to my house on some bullshit because you know I never had a conversation with you. I saw your chats. Yo, he went crazy. He started, I will fucking kill you. I will murder you. And just went. They literally had to kick us out of the place, of the restaurant. That was how bad it was. He was threatening to kill me. I said, oh. In my mind, I kept saying, I hope this thing is recording, and thank God I caught everything on camera. Of how he spoke about the girl, of how I have everything on camera. So my dear, I had my proof.
Gone beyond my way to play with her and do everything that I'm supposed to do, but there's no need, she's missing.
So what do you want to do?
I make a habit of talking to her in the night, you know, because she always is down or crying in a crying mood, and I never know, she never tells me anything, you know. And every time I tell her, why don't you talk to daddy and tell me how you're feeling, she's like, she doesn't know how to talk to you. So the other night she was venting, so I recorded her because I wanted you to hear exactly what she was saying. You know, so it's not like I'm saying one thing, she's feeling another thing. Because I want you to try better. Apart from you taking her out from school, that's not enough for her. She wants to spend time with you. Like, she really, really does. And between both of us, we know what going up the wrong way does. I don't want a situation where she grows older and starts looking for attention from any guy or anything just to make her feel complete. And I see her every time she's on the phone with you, she's happy for 2 seconds, like, you know, and she never says anything, and then after that she just goes into this depressed state of mind, and I have to take up the pieces. You need to do better.
No, because you don't deserve to sit in my fucking face and talk to me like fucking this. I am not your fucking friend, you understand me? I am not your fucking friend. You disrespected me, you fucking up. Yes, you fucking did. For no fucking reason. I was there for you. You called me one fucking day. You went to my fucking phone. You went to my fucking watch. We were not in a fucking relationship. You just unblocked me just to fucking call me on another fucking phone? Who the fuck you think you are? We ain't cool, you understand me? And I don't always do this. You didn't call me on your fucking phone yesterday? Asking me if you couldn't sit down and fucking eat? You told me, I don't give a fuck what you want. I wanted us to be okay. We will never be okay. Never. You understand me? We will never be okay. Never in your fucking life. You understand? I will be here for you for fucking ever. How? You insulted me. Whether we live together or not, we live together like a motherfucking monster. How? You mean how? I will always be here for you. You're going to fucking look out like I've always been a million things in his life. I always held that motherfucking thing. I'm talking about the way that I was. What you did to my family? I can live with you guys. What the fuck you know about my family? You call my mother, you curse her. I never ever in my fucking life raised my voice or curse to your fucking mother. You sent a fucking disrespectful message to my mother. Tell your fucking son. What? Imagine if I spoke to your mother this way. Just because my mother is nice and she's not leaving for you can do that? You lucky they don't come down here and fuck you up. Yo, don't make me fuck you up right now, bitch. I will flip this fucking table on your motherfucking head. Don't call my fucking phone anymore. You let my daughter fucking call me. You understand me? You take your little fucking ass and you do your fucking thing and you go be fucking happy. You understand me? You don't call my motherfucking phone anymore. You block me again. I didn't even call you to take your daughter up from downstairs. Why should I do that? But why the fuck shouldn't you? Why should I? I'm pulling up in front of the fucking house. I talk to you about things. No, you're disrespectful. You're disrespectful. You're disrespectful. I don't know. If you did, you sat down, you talked to Colin, you talked to Colin. Who the fuck you think Colin is? Who the fuck you think? You call me and I'm out here using bitches. You want me to die? You want me to suffer? You want me to suffer? That make you happy? Okay, so what the people on the phone talking to Colin about me? You put the fucking police for fucking me. You said that. Why shouldn't I go? Hold on, listen to me. So listen to me, saying that I spoke. Who's Vito to you? Vito is nobody. Okay, when I was hanging out with Vito, you made me understand how disgusting, fucking scum motherfucker she is. Okay, if that is the person that you shouldn't pass him like a full fucking bus. Why? Because of you? What do you mean? I am right here. And I'm like, hey, hi, and keep going. Yeah, that's not what happened. That's exactly what happened. And you know the funny thing? After you showed up at my house, I added him on Instagram. Bitch, I will fucking kill you here. I swear to fucking out of my life, I will murder you here. You understand me? I will fucking murder you. I will murder you. I will fucking murder you. Why? Because I know. I will fucking murder you. I swear to fucking out of my life. You fucking laugh. If I hit you one fucking time, you will fucking see my home. Sorry. Excuse me. Fucking bitch, yo. Don't call my fucking phone no more. Don't call my fucking phone no more. And when I see that nigga, I'm crazy. Fucking legs. Go ahead.
Now they had kicked us out of the restaurant, so I was so terrified of how I was going to leave the restaurant because I saw him hanging around. So I remember he coming and trying to charge up at me, and I'm like, nah, we ain't doing this shit. Like, I went gangster. Like, I don't like being put to the wall anymore. We ain't together, we ain't doing all that. So guys, this is the end of it. The next year, I took my time. Unfortunately, I had prepared to move to Nigeria, but then I had to do my fibroid surgery, and that kind of slowed me down with cash. But within the next year and a half, I was able to sell my apartment. I packed everything up, and my biggest fear now was how to tell him we were leaving. I had custody, and by my custody I was allowed to travel with my daughter wherever, so it's not like I stole my daughter. Do you understand? I had the papers to prove that you can travel wherever, but you just had to send him a message when you get to your destination to make sure you're safe, you know. I got everything ready, but I was still terrified because I was so used to his aggression. I didn't know how he was going to react, and I knew at this point, if you cared as a father. The whole 3 months I was in Nigeria preparing for my surgery and going through surgery, he called my daughter one time. He promised to take her out many times and didn't show up for any one of them. So I already knew this love thing you're doing ain't working. But I was still terrified being in that abusive situation for so long. Yeah, to God be the glory, he decided to move to London with his girlfriend. That made me so happy because that was such an easy exit, and he wasn't going to London, he was going to some other town, so we would never have to clash at all, you know. The day before he was leaving, my daughter didn't even know he was traveling. He tells her how he's moving the next day. He comes, spends 15 minutes with her, and spends 15 minutes with his child that he loves so much. And then he left. When my daughter came upstairs and told me he was leaving, I think I cried. I don't know if I was crying for joy or crying like, damn, he's gone, or I don't know what it was, but I told her to call him. And I think he knew at this point that I wanted to see him. I told her to call him, and he came over immediately. He knew, because as soon as I opened the door from downstairs, he knew. And I looked at him, and I hugged him, and he was like, he's sorry for everything, that he's so grateful for everything, blah, blah, blah. He's sorry he couldn't, it didn't matter. I got the closure that day that I needed. I was looking at him. I still loved him. I don't know what I was in love with. I don't know what, but he was a part of me for so long. But as I hugged him, there was this, thank you, Jesus. There was this relief. There was this, everything was gone. I thought I loved him, but I think it was more of my ego at this point, or the fact that I didn't want to be alone. There was no feeling in that anymore. I looked at him like a complete stranger. Then I knew I made the best decision to move. Like, I was so happy. It was time to start fresh. It was time to start over. It was time to leave the past in the past. And slowly, surely, it was so difficult to sell the house. We finally succeeded, although I lost a lot of the house. But at that point, I did not care if I didn't even sell the house. I was ready to bounce. I was so ready to leave. I feel so terrible that I had to leave my mom behind, but I'm still trying to convince her to come. But yeah. See, coming to Nigeria has been the most satisfying thing. Having the chance to start fresh, from scratch. Even when I was here, I sent him a message like, listen, because I did not want a situation where I don't say anything to him and then he could try to refile for custody, because by law, I can travel with my daughter anywhere in the world, but I had to send him that email, that message. So the day I landed here, I sent him an email, I sent him a message so that he knows. I have my messages so that tomorrow if he says I took his child, I told you. Look at what the papers say, you know. He didn't even say anything to me. He called my daughter directly because I gave him her number. The same thing happened here. He played the first week, oh, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you. He played sweet like he always does. And then slowly, months passed and nothing. She would call him, he would say he's busy, then he would get angry with her for not calling him. It was just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, you know. On my daughter's 10-year-old birthday, she was so excited to talk to him. And he couldn't be bothered. He called her once and said he was busy, again doing what, I don't know, because he wasn't working, you know. And by this time we knew he was having a baby and everything. She stayed sad the whole day. And the next day, I said, no, this gotta stop, because she was going in and out of depression. I was thinking that maybe because we moved, but it wasn't. She just wanted him to act like he cared. I remember the first time she saw that he was having a baby, she cried so much. And I'm like, but why are you crying? We're not even there. So it's like, no, it's the fact that I'm finding it hard to talk to him, and he is having another baby. That means I will speak to him even less. I said, tell him how you feel, because if you don't talk, he would not know. He would not know, and I cannot intervene. But that day, I actually sent him a message. I'm like, listen, this nonsense has to stop. Now, I am doing my best to raise a strong child. I'm doing my best to raise our child. But what we're not going to do is have you walk in and out whenever you choose. So it's either you're going to be there or not be there. That's your choice. But if you don't decide what you're going to do, I will cut all connections. And after that, my daughter called him, and of course, he tried to manipulate her on the phone because she's like, Daddy, didn't you get the message? And he's like, what message? What message? I take the whole thing. He was trying, see, it got so bad to the point that I'm like, you know what, fuck you, stop that. I took the phone from him and whoo, like at this point now, you're messing with my child. At this point, this is my baby. So we had this, and that was the last time we spoke. I was done. My daughter deleted him off every app. That was the end. I said, you know what, no, let me raise my child. He has tried to use the opportunity, the excuse of, oh, you know, I love my child. I gave you 2 years to try to step up. You didn't. The only thing you do is upset my child. We're all the way in Africa right now. I don't know where a therapist is or if they even have them here. We ain't doing that. We are not healing just to go back to the same thing. And it's done. Always tell you to tell him these things, mommy. He would never.
He told me to shut up pretty much. He told me to shut up.
And you talk. At the end of the day, he's not here.
Did I talk?
He's not here, Mama, and he cannot do anything for you.
He would not understand anything I was saying. He will not hear me in the next 100 years. He will not hear me. He won't like even.
Let me tell you something. There's a reason we moved away from Romania. Me and you know how scared we used to be in the house. And we will not allow that.
Every time we hear that noise from the door, I would think he's coming again to make control. The only reason why he wouldn't enter that house today, I was there. I was supposed to be at school, but I said I don't want to go to school.
I remember that.
I don't want to go to school. I put my foot down and I said I do not want to go to that thing. And guess what? It might have been the most fun thing on planet. But I don't care. There's only one person I love and I would never stop loving. There are 2 people. One is God and 2 is you and the rest of the family. How can he tell me to shut up when I'm trying to tell him how I feel? He made it look like I am a 10-year-old girl that's crazy.
But
he said I was crazy. Sorry. He thinks I forgot when he would choke you that I would have to get out of bed and have to try to pull him. He forgot all of that. And he thought I was gonna stay and I was gonna be the most happiest girl on the planet. Because I can tell you for free, there's someone else right this second that's smiling. And guess what? Every single day I pray to be happy and then this happens. I have to block him off from everything so I don't have to see the messages he sends me.
I'm sorry that I let this thing. You see, in my head, I thought that at least let her have a piece of her father. But I'm sorry, toxic don't live in this house.
I don't even understand.
We fight too much to be happy. We fight too much to stay sane. I'm not even going to allow you go there. This is the one time in my life and in your life I am actually going to put my foot down. You're not going to wake up every day wishing he would send you a bloody message.
I am never going to do that again.
You're not going to be stressed thinking, oh, is he going to remember me today? Does he even think about me? No, none of that.
Mommy, I
you're not
have
gonna
friends
grow
right
up.
this second that think about me more than him.
True.
More than him. I have a best friend that calls me every single day. I don't care if it's my birthday that she call me. I don't remember anything good. I don't remember anything good. He always had that frown on his face and I was like, why does he have it?
We need to move that picture from there. I'm sick of seeing it.
I'm just sick of looking at it. I'm sick of looking at it. I'm just sick of looking at it.
Ladies, listen. And men, because abusive relationships don't just happen to women, it happens to men. If you find yourself in situations like this, run. Run, because it is not worth it. I used to be afraid to be alone. I used to feel alone. And now when I tell you, I go to sleep like a baby. The only thing that stresses me in my life right now is the fact that I want to elevate myself. I want to work. I want to I want to be recognized for something good. That's the only thing that stresses me. The rest of it, I sleep like a princess. I wake up when I want, I sleep when I want, I take care of my child, we have food constantly, we have this beautiful house that is almost done, I'm so proud of. By the grace of God, by next year, everything is just gonna fall into place. Yo, I am literally living my dream life. Please, it is better, don't get me wrong, I get lonely sometimes because I'm presently, you know, actually, I'm like this right now. We in there. But it gets lonely sometimes, you know, but it is not worth it to be with someone who doesn't see your value. A narcissist will always be a narcissist. It's in their blood, it's in their DNA. A lot of times people, when they felt hurt in their lives, they don't know how else to show, you know, they don't know how to love anymore. They reflect that same hurt back on someone else. And guess what? You would think that a narcissist will pick a weak victim. You know, most of the times they do, but most of the times a narcissist loves a challenge. They will attack the stronger woman because they want to slowly watch you crumble. It's like water drops. They enjoy that. It gives them a thrill. And guess what? They never feel remorse. They don't feel sorry. They don't feel anything. Best decision I made for myself and my child was to detach. Now we don't always have to look over our shoulders. We don't have to worry about who's calling or who's not calling. We detach completely. And by the grace of God, life is going to send us only what we deserve. So you see, when you see me and my daughter so close, we have been through hell and back. From the moment my daughter was born, the only thing she saw was fighting, screaming, chaos. She heard things break. We had a shower. She heard things break so many times that her brain, I have managed in 2 years to remold her mind, to redirect it, because my daughter got to the point where she said she hated men. She doesn't ever want to get married. And I'm like, no, honey, no, just because I went through something doesn't mean that you're going to be, you know, we're gonna work on you. You're going to be a strong one. You're a bull, baby. I have worked with my daughter so closely for this 2 years, and most of the time I still have a lot of regret of how I thought I was doing her a favor. I wanted her to have mommy daddy, but mommy daddy who ain't working is toxic for their children. Don't put them through that. My daughter had sleepless nights. My daughter sleeps amazing right now. Since April, after her birthday, she sleeps well. It is not worth it. No love is worth it. No family is worth it to go through that. Save your children. It is better to be happier apart than kill each other together. So guys, I know my story is super long, and the funny part is I couldn't sum up the hell I have been through in the last 11 years. It can't fit in this, so you guys will have to read about it in my upcoming book. I remember the last message he sent me. He said to me, he dared to say to me, that he thought that after all, he says he knows he hurt me, but he thought that after all this time, I would have gotten over it. Ooh, if that didn't send chills through my spine. He literally called my mom 2 days ago, 3 days ago. He called my sister, he called me video call on Instagram 4 times, called my mother and called my sister. And he had the nerve to tell my mother, I thought after all this time, she would be over it. No, I am over it. I am far more than over it. But you see, the thing we're not gonna do is keep doing the back and forth. You created hurts so deep rooted that it took me 3 years of my life to come out of. And you think you're just gonna get a pat on the wrist and, oh, you should be over it. Some people don't heal from things like this. Some people, it takes a lifetime for them to heal from things like this. Yeah, there were traumas that were created that There's no going past that no more. So no. Nah, we good. When our child is old enough to be able to face you and have a conversation with you, because right now I'm not the one stopping her from talking to you. You guys should hash it out then. And just know mama gonna be by the corner watching. I'll be watching. And I promise you, you won't have the nerve to do any of what you did. I promise you that. Because now you see, the thing about what you did is you thought you broke me, but I guarantee you that you made me much stronger. I'm back to loving again. I'm back to happy again. I'm back to the queen I always was. I am back to myself. I'm building all this on my own. I'm back to smiling from the bottom of my heart again. I have healed and forgiven everyone for every role they played in this. I have forgiven myself for allowing myself go through it. But you see, the only thing we ain't gonna do is the back and forth. The only thing I pray for you, I remember when I used to be angry with you and I would wish you the worst. I actually genuinely wish you happiness. I want you at some point in your life not to think about me, not to worry about me, because mama good. I want you to go see a therapist. Go heal all those wounds that make you angry. Give yourself that gift to feel complete happiness and ease. And you know those nights when you sweat because you're so stressed and you wake up with anxiety? Heal those things that make you feel like that. And the one thing I ask of you is, you might not have our daughter right now at your disposal to play with, but you have 3 more kids. And you have a beautiful little young boy right now, which I think is very cute. Congratulations, guys. But take care of him. Heal yourself in order to raise a warrior of a son. Raising a boy not the way you were raised. Raise him to be an educated, strong person, not a gangster of the streets. Teach him that. Teach him that. And maybe one day our kids can unite. But for me, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe to my channel. The next upcoming vlogs will be about depression, how to heal from depression. And we're gonna cover, I'm gonna be showing you some of my artwork, one of my artwork, because it's divinely inspired. And we're gonna also cover a lot more topics, so guys, stay tuned. And don't forget, we still gotta talk about sex and all that. Let's talk about sex, baby. I wanted to get all the harsh things out before the year was over, so that we can jump into more pleasant things. So guys, thank you so much. Kiss, kiss. What did you just ask me? Did I cry a lot?
Yes. Did you cry?
I mean, I did kerchief a little bit. Yeah. But it's done now.
Yeah.
Are you proud of me? Thank you.
You're welcome.
I got you, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
This is my baby. This is my baby. This is my baby. And we have to start working on her vlog, man.
It's
Wait, get up before we break this swing, because Mama got a big boom boom. Anyway, guys, kiss, kiss.